canine officer, a SWAT officer, and a training officer. He retired with the rank of first sergeant. He received his associate's degree from OCC in criminal justice and his bachelor's degree in sociology. The kids know him as just Earl. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Mr. Earl Smith.
School board members, Dr. Tice, school administrators, faculty, parents, class of 2012. As I was sitting up here, I was thinking about how wonderful it is to be honored by these students they asked to speak. And then I was thinking, I've got unfinished business to take care of these students. It's not even written down in my speech. I thought about this. And it's great because a couple of them have been bugging me for at least 2 or 3 days. Can you put me in your speech? Can you put me in your speech? Yes, Kyle. You now have been mentioned. Mr. Brian Coles. You also. Dalton? Yes. You know why? You owe me a lunch detention. Mr. Jankowski, I threw your lunch detentions away. There were so many. Are you ready to do this? Yeah, let's do this. Let's graduate. In February, senior class president Becca Nolan came to me. She handed me an envelope and didn't say a word. First thing I thought about is the police mind went in place, and I said, okay, I've got to investigate something. What could this possibly be that's in an envelope with her not saying anything? And Mr. Durkee was standing behind her, not saying a word at all. So I opened the envelope, and there was a letter in there. The letter was from the class of 2012, asking me if I would be their speaker at their graduation. I didn't know what to say. I just probably stood there. And Becca, being focused and calm, said, will you accept? And I said yes. And I only hope in the next few minutes you'll understand why I had to and why it's such an honor for me to be up here with these kids. 2 years ago, I was asked if I'd be interested in working at the Marcellus Police Department, assigned to the high school as a school resource officer. Yes, I had finished 30 years with the sheriff's office. And one of the things I thought about this job was, kids are always out of school. They never go to school. They've got a snow day, they've got breaks. This is an ideal job. It wasn't going to be 40 hours a week. I didn't work during the summer. I had the whole summer off. I've never had a summer off before. I've really never taken a vacation, maybe a week here and there, but not 10 weeks in a row. So I said to myself, what possibly could be wrong with this job? And I said, not a thing, not a thing. So I met with Dr. Tice, Mr. Durkee, and Police Chief Wicks, and I interviewed for the position. They offered me the job, and again, I thought, how difficult would this job be? Besides, Mr. Durkee said his biggest concern was that I would be bored. That has come back to haunt him. And yes, every couple of months, he reminds me of that statement. It took about 4 months for these students to accept me and respect me as a person, and not just the authority figure of a policeman. We had several daily interactions, and to be quite honest, it's been really interesting being around 650 teenagers in this building, especially some of these seniors that are on the stage today. One of my favorite things they've always said is that they wanted to be treated as adults. But when I questioned some of their behavior, they justified it with, "We're just kids." I know it sounds familiar to the parents. I learned from them how to cut a conversation from 5 minutes to 2 minutes. Instead of saying, "Oh my God," I began using letters. OMG. LOL. My wife had to correct me because I really thought LOL stood for laugh out loud. Is it laugh out loud? Yeah, okay. Lots of love is what I meant. At least I was learning. I don't text, I'm old school. They also use hand signals, which they did a lot. When I saw them in the hall, and I questioned where they were supposed to be, they would hold up their hands in the shape of a heart. And they pointed at me. And I felt it was almost like they were saying to me, "Okay, I get it, now go away." I also found myself listening to their music because I got tired of asking them if they had ever heard of groups called Iron Butterfly, The Band, or Procol Harum. I didn't even want to question them about the Beatles. I couldn't take the disappointment. I listened to LMFAO, Juicy J, Rick Ross, and Flo Rida. That's right, Flo Rida. If you push Flo and Rida together, it's Florida. So now that a foundation was in place, I could communicate with these students and a relationship began. I didn't talk to them about English, math, or even history. I talked about life and lessons learned. I encouraged them to respect others, care about others, especially mom, dad, family, and above all, respect themselves. I suggested they accept others for who they are, not how they look, dress, or talk. They apparently listened because high school kids, in general, are suspicious of the police. But they accepted me and continued to communicate. I was even told that they respected me for doing my job, even when the outcome meant some form of school discipline. They further learned from life's lesson because this past November, my youngest son, who was 26 years old, unexpectedly passed away. These kids expressed their condolences through messages, mailed me cards, and a large number of them even showed up at the wake. My wife asked, "Who are these kids?" I responded, "They are my kids. They're from school." When I returned to school, they again welcomed me, embraced me, and were honestly concerned about my well-being. I can't express how their actions have touched me during my time of sorrow, but obviously they've learned to be compassionate and caring. I've gotten to know the Nicks, the Joes, the Nicoles, the Carolines, the Dans, the Catherines, the Chris's, the Phils, the Ricks, yeah, and yes, Casey. Where is Casey? The list goes on and on. I made it a point to know their names because a friendship had developed. They too made it a point to know my name and just call me Earl. This was fine, because that's what friends do. And there have been many times they've needed a friend to talk to and confide in. There have been many times during sporting events where I found myself cheering with our kids rather than being just the behavior monitor. Or the time I wore my Marcellus Maniac t-shirt under my police uniform and opened it up, just before the beginning of the game, to show these kids I was with them and supported them. I'm a dedicated SU basketball fan, and this year's team overcame adversity and controversy, yet was still very successful. During all this, Coach Boeheim continued to teach his young players about the game and how hard it is to be successful in life while continuously in the spotlight. Coach Boeheim was quoted as saying, "Nothing bothers us. We come to play. That's what you should do in life." I believe that's exactly what the class of 2012 should do. Approach life, ready to play, and don't let the little things consume you or get in the way of your goals or success. These seniors are going into the next phase of their young lives, and we only hope that they continue to be as successful as they already have shown. They have demonstrated that they are prepared for life's lessons and the obstacles they may encounter. I wish them well and much success. Mom, Dad, family, good job. These are some of the best kids I have ever been associated with, and I'm proud to call them my friends, and I will not forget them. So, I encourage you seniors to go forward. Respect and accept those that are close to you, and continue to be compassionate and caring. Take ownership of your decisions and be responsible for your actions. But today, I ask you to enjoy and be those kids that you claim to be. But wake up tomorrow and be those young adults we can all be proud of. Congratulations, class of 2012. Go Mustangs. Beat West Hill. Thank you.